Well, good morning. Bobby Lee here with Hurricane Creek Farms. Got a beautiful day like we've been having. Cool this morning. Going to be hot this afternoon. That's what happens in the fall. But appreciate y'all watching. Let's get after it. So starting out this morning, well, we started out about an hour ago doing some chores around the barn, but starting out as far as herd checks, little problem. Bull over there giving us the old flaming response. Great example. There's one of the other bulls over there. And where's the third one? Both two bulls over there. So we'd had them up at the house in a little pasture. Somehow they got out of there and got into one of these adjacent pastures yesterday. And then sometime overnight, they finally did figure out and made the way in here with these weaned calves. But then we got a few bred cows. We do have some heifers in here that are breeding age, but that have not been bred. And I imagine one of those ladies is probably in heat. This striped one right here, kind of facing us, being a prime suspect. Yeah, heck, old boy over there is trying to ride another one. And so, yeah, that was why we wanted them separated by at least one buffer pasture in between them and this group, but they had other plans. So we're probably not going to worry. Yeah, that heifer there is going to be in heat because that cow was trying to mount her too. So, well, chances are she's going to have a summer calf next year. It's not what we want, but anyway, not a whole lot we can do about that in this moment. That was dramatic. We did get everybody accounted for in here, and just checking out the pastures. Of course, we got some places. I'll stand right here. You can tell not a lot, but you know, still a fair amount of grazing in here in spots. We were fortunate enough to get some grass stockpiled, but next week we looks like definitely going to go ahead and get a frost and maybe even a freeze. They're calling for it to be 30 degrees, I think, Tuesday night. Today is Friday, so the warm season grasses will be done at that point. They've been mostly done here already because we've had one or two nights in the upper 30s, and we're regularly in the 40s these nights. I think we're in low to mid 40s, probably still in the 40s right now. But and then it's going to warm back up again. It looked like we're going to have a few nights, like by the end of next week or next weekend, where the lows are in the 50s. So whatever, that's kind of the roller coaster we ride. But that's kind of on the farm. You know, once we get that first frost, that's kind of unofficially the real start of fall in a way. But that's going to affect what we're going to have to be doing the rest of this weekend, because we got some hay. I don't know, we've probably got only about 15 acres or so. But it's going to need to be cut before we get that frost or even that freeze. So we'll be making plans to do that. But we got some rain. Yeah, I guess that's important to say. It rained on Wednesday, got about 3/4 of an inch. Calling for a little rain or a little chance tomorrow night and into Sunday morning. And so otherwise we'd probably be getting ready to cut hay today. Then my general plan is may hope to get some hay cut Sunday afternoon after that rain goes through. Of course, depending on how much it actually ends up, you know, doing, and maybe too wet, and which that'll be a mess. Then we'll be having to try to get hay cut. Yeah, I don't know. But Monday night, I don't know, something before that first frost hits. But anyway, we'll see. Sun is shining bright. But yeah, out here in these pastures, in what we call our creek bottom pastures here back over on our property. So yeah, fescue really looking pretty good. We haven't really, other than I had those just 3 bulls in here, you know, off and on over the last month or two, but really hadn't had the, you know, bulk of the cows in here in a while. Been hoping to stockpile all of that. You know, just trying to push back as far as we can our hay feeding for the year. And just with the amount of grass we've got stockpiled, today is what, October 14th. So we'll be, I don't know, it's hard to say. Once we get a frost and all the warm season grasses are completely done, grasses or the pastures may get shorter faster than we expect, but yeah, still feel like we should be on track to not be really feeding hay until December. I hope. We'll see. That'll be something fun for y'all to follow along and watch. But what do we have? What are we doing now? Archie, if you've been watching the last few videos, chewed up and destroyed all our trees. Well, we were able to find some more chestnuts. Got them ordered. I'm gonna actually put some tree tubes for protection up around some of the ones we've already put out, and then get those other ones planted. Hey, Miss Renee, this is Bobby Lee.
Yes, sir. How are you?
Oh, we're doing good. How about y'all?
All right.
I was gonna see. Yes, ma'am.
How much would need this time?
Just 3 tons. Yeah, and next week, of course, is fine. I'm not in a big need for it right away, but I just wanted to go ahead and call.
All right. Well, I've got you down, and I'll give you a call the day before.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Been meaning to call and get some feed ordered. We could probably take 6 tons, but I need to get I want to get the mobile bin filled up so I can take it back down to the other farm so I'm not having to haul feed all the time. So anyway, one thing checked off the to-do list. Checking on these steers and the mama cows we got. 2 of the steers did find the bad spot in the cross fence and got with the cows. Not too big of a deal, that wasn't by design. But really, at this point, I'd like for those other 5 just go ahead and join us, or join the rest of them back here, just so we go ahead and have them all in one group. Wasn't that big of a deal. All these animals are going to go back to the home farm, at some point. The steers probably here in the next month or so to go on feed, and the cows just whenever the grass runs out. So we'll yeah, just run them all together. Just make it a little simpler. We'll just have one big group to check down here, you know, for these next, you know, several weeks. Please don't kick. I was a little apprehensive about having to squeeze between a couple of them like that. Somebody randomly decided to kick just all of a sudden. Could be 32 head back here. Ah, looky there. And our other 5 steers may be cooperating. And so that will get them all into one bunch. Yeah, I see a couple more coming. So good deal. We get all 37 back here. That'll just simplify things a little bit for these next few weeks. But see, lots of grass in here. I just let these cows in here. Well, I guess we did it, yeah, in the last video. So that would have been 5 days ago. Today's Friday, that was Sunday. But we'll give these stragglers a chance to get up here and count and make sure we got everyone. As you see there, comes one more of the steers. But yeah, we'll have, and then there's some more. So yeah, we'll get them all in one bunch. That'll be a little bonus accomplishment for this morning that we didn't necessarily know that we were going to get to do. And of course, she's going to stare us down. But where'd Brown Dog go? Yeah, Brown Dog got to come along for the trip. She, being of the smaller variety, she doesn't always get to do quite as much of farm and ranch fun as the bigger dogs, but Archie doesn't load up and whatnot quite as well as her, so she got to kind of take his place this morning. Put on my bag of mineral out. I've been out for maybe a day or 2. I noticed they had pushed the feeder off down in the woods, and I've been meaning to bring it back for the last couple of days and just forgot. So I think a lot of it's more just the novelty. They're like, oh, what's he doing? Yeah, so everybody ran over there, stuck their nose in, like, ah, it's mineral. It's the same mineral we always get. Nothing to get too excited about. Okay, so down here where we broadcast all that grass and food plot mix and what in the last video, see, like I say, we got about 3/4 of an inch of rain about a day and a half ago. So that should be enough to go ahead and get this stuff on up. Let's see, oats there. We'll see here over the next few days if it does. Wasn't quite enough rain to really, especially as dry as everything was, to make you know, a lot of runoff. And so don't know that we'll get to really evaluate the way the water's going to drain and hopefully not wash. But we have pretty good confidence in those guys who did that work. They got it right. Now my dilemma is still, do I want to shut that gate that Sadie's about to come running through? Because I've left it open because they got the pond over there to water out of. And I'm just not sure that there's quite enough water flow in this spring, or that they've discovered exactly where it is to be reliable. Yeah, drinking source for them. So there is pretty good water all along this ditch. They're not going to follow it any further up. They have clearly been in here and found it. You can see where they've tracked it up. So I think I am going to go ahead and shut that gate. They know where they can get in here and get the water. Of course, fresh manure, footprints all in there. Yeah, and it's pulled up pretty good here in spots where they can get a drink, no problem. Two, there's another chance of rain. What? Yeah, I think tomorrow night into Sunday morning. So we're gonna go ahead and shut this gate. It just makes it a little nicer where they're not gonna go back and forth. So I made a stop over here at my dad and my uncle's place. Don't do a lot of filming over here, but they've got a cow-calf herd. They need to get some calves sold, weaned, sorted off and sold here, just really any time. So we got a sack of feed. We're gonna get them up here in their catch pen. Whoever will come in, we're not gonna try to catch any calves today, but just been feeding them a little more consistently, just to get them comfortable with coming into the corrals and whatnot. But yeah, cows looking pretty good. They probably don't have quite as much grass stockpiled as we do. You know, we're fortunate we've been able to stockpile more than I think a lot of folks. Heck, I know some folks already feeding hay around, but thankfully they're not in that situation. But yeah, we'll see how many of them will follow us in here, and especially some of these bull calves that they'd like to get sorted off here sooner rather than later. So unfortunately, this is what we've been seeing. They got one bull, probably yearling bull there, but been trying to feed them more and more consistently, get them more and more comfortable coming up. We're feeding, they got cubes. It's nice because we can feed them on the ground like that and they can pick them up without wasting a bunch, but this is not nearly all their cows. We're gonna ride back further in the pasture. And here's kind of where their problem is. So we've got a bunch of calves out here, you know, just down the hill from where the corrals are up there. And they're not at all motivated to go in there to eat. That's what I've been on my dad the last few weeks. Like, you gotta feed them, start feeding them every day. And slowly they get to figuring it out. Of course, you see the mama cows, at least some of them understand the game. These calves just haven't ever really been introduced to feed, and so yeah, there's not a reason in their minds to go up there and get in the pen. Now we're on the very back part of their place. Looks like about maybe a half to 2/3 of the cows were actually back here. As you can see, a bunch of the mamas especially, they know what a feed sack is and know to associate my presence with some feed. So that's what we're aiming for. And then just as this part of the herd comes up to the front of the property, we'll be able to catch them. It's another one of the challenges we have on this property with these cows. Their cross fences are not in very good shape, and so they don't really do much rotational grazing here. That cows just have kind of free range of the whole property. And so that's not really ideal. But we'll set them some feed out and do that sort of thing. Yeah, I'd say maybe even more like 3/4 of their herd back here. Yeah, we really like to use these cubes in this type of setting because you can feed it just out here on the ground, you know, kind of any random bare spot. They don't waste an enormous amount. So, hey ladies. But anyway, just again, it's kind of a process. Just every day feeding them, getting them a little more tame, a little more calm, a little more trusting, and hopefully these calves kind of slowly figuring out. Yeah, some heifers there. It's all heifers. We got some bull calves over here, but anyway, we'll head on back up towards the house. As you probably noticed too, they've got a wide range of different calf sizes, and unfortunately, they're like a lot of folks in this part of the country, whereas they calve pretty much year round. Not ideal. You know, you don't have a uniform crop to sell at one time, but the reality over the last 15-20 years, they have shifted more and more away from cow and hay production to row crop, and that's kind of where their focus is. They certainly take care of the cows. They stay well fed. As you can tell, they're all in really good shape, but in terms of really taking extra steps to make things, you know, better from a marketing and a business side of things, a lot to be desired still. So we're trying to help them out. You know, but it's just between my full-time job, my farm, my family, we get stretched pretty thin, but yeah, when we can, we try to help them out. All right, so we fast forward about 24 hours. This video is going to be a 2-dayer, but it's game day. Hope y'all are up and ready. But let's see if we could possibly get the bulls back through here without bringing the whole freaking herd, but we'll see. Just one obvious problem is I only see 2 of the bulls. So, but if I could lure them through the gate, they're very much bucket trained. We could maybe get them to follow us all the way back up to the barn. But at this point, they may have already bred. I'm sure they wouldn't be for lack of trying if they haven't bred that heifer that was in heat. So, it is what it is there. Yeah, I wonder where the other bull is. That's annoying, because if I did happen to get these 2 to cooperate, it doesn't do us a lot of good unless he also comes along. I get that boy right there to cooperate, we'd be a third of the way there, and I do see the 3rd bull too, so maybe more feasible. All right, 1 down, 2 to go. Hey, sometimes the plan works out. See if I can get that other bull over here. Oh no! Okay, so 1 cow is going to be with them, but I nearly missed him. So okay. Not the absolute worst case scenario. Yeah, it's fine. I really can't think of a reason why it's a problem for her to be with them. So everyone else is accounted for. We're in good shape here. We'll leave these. Again, I'm really not too worried if that cow goes up here with these other boys. Whatever. Maybe that'll inspire them to be more apt to stay in their pasture this time. Come on, y'all, I'll give you some feed. Yeah, you can see nice, beautiful skies, a little cloudy there behind me. kind of off more to the south, southwest. There is some rain. That actually, our real good chance for rain is like overnight tonight, but they all of a sudden said, yeah, there was a chance of rain this morning. It looks like it's gonna go south of us. But if I can ever get these to follow me up there, we'll get them shut back up. And yeah, hoping to get some hay cut tomorrow. I'm gonna go ahead and put the disc mower on the tractor. It's just gonna depend on how soon that rain moves out. It's gonna be a cold front coming in, which is again part of the reason why we gotta get the hay cut, because we're gonna get a, I guess a frost. I don't think tomorrow night, but the night after, and then heck, now they're saying it's gonna be like in the upper 20s, like 28 or low on Tuesday night. So definitely want to get that last little dab of hay cut. But may just kind of wrap it up for this one. We wasn't sure how long I was going to run this video, how many days over, but it's a good stopping point. Excited. We can get inside and watch some football here in a little while, but it's only 10 o'clock. We're gonna get up there and get that mower hooked up, whatnot, and get ready before then. See if these four will slowly follow me. Looks like they may cooperate. But we appreciate y'all watching. Appreciate you giving it a thumbs up. If you're still watching now, surely you can do that. You're probably already subscribed, but if not, that'd be just swell as well. But y'all eat beef. God bless.